because with the future of Section 8 going on, I just really want to understand all those people that live in the ground. What the hell's really going on? We are not the harvest. I'm an American citizen, and I have rights, and that's why I'm here. So thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Card I have is Michael Levine, and then Pastor Anderson. So we'll have Mr. Levine go first.
The name is Levine.
Levine.
Thank you.
My apologies.
My name is Michael Levine, it's L-A-V-I-N-E. I've been a resident of Southern Nevada for over 40 years. I've been with the Nevada Energy prior, Nevada Power programs for probably 30 years, paying bills. I'm here today to speak on behalf of the Nevada Conservation League. We're very concerned about the people who live in our communities that can't afford to pay rents, can't afford their mortgages, can't afford to buy groceries. We're in very bad shape now. The casinos are laying off people. They can't afford these bills. We cannot afford raises to the utilities at this time. I would like to ask one quick question to the gentleman from Nevada Energy. Who owns the company, sir?
So this isn't a question and answer session.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Energy is owned by Berkshire Hathaway.
That's right. You know the gentleman's name? His name is Warren Buffett. He's worth in excess of $500 billion. Stuff has come out in print and in the news that Nevada Energy is seeking money for ancillary projects that have nothing to do with their normal business. They cannot do that. They cannot raise people's rates for those projects. You take your proposals to Warren Buffett. He's retiring this year. He's got over $500 billion. Good proposal to give you what you need to do your projects. I was involved in 2001 with the Enron situation. Do you remember the Enron situation? When you hired a gentleman from Moody's to pay him $7 million to represent you. We did a referendum in the national election, and we defeated you 56 to 27. We defeated you, your executives fired everybody, including the president, and brought in new people. You must be transparent, you must tell us the truth, and you have to be oversight in what you do. And that's what I want to see from this company. And I have been doing advocate work for 50 years here in the state of Nevada after I got out of the military. I served my time in the military. Now I serve people that need help, the little people who need money, can't pay their bills. Thank you very much for this opportunity to speak.
Hello, my name is Pastor Marlon Anderson, and I am the community organizer, faith organizer in Alliance, and I'm here to speak on behalf of our community members.
Slow down.
I've been a Nevada Energy customer since 2017, and this daily demand pricing plan is very concerning. And let's be honest, this plan seems designed to confuse and punish regular people who just need to keep their homes livable. Bills are already hard to predict. Adding a new layer of complexity will make things worse, especially for senior citizens, low-income families, and people living paycheck to paycheck. Raising our bills to boost shareholder profits while undercutting solar access is the definition of corporate greed. I urge you to reject Nevada Energy's proposals that hurt working families and make clean energy harder to access. And also, if I could just add one thing, we're all human beings, and we're all living this life together. And you can hear the frustration in people's hearts. You can hear what's going on in their minds. Now, all of us might not be rich, all of us might not have all the money in the world, all of us are not privileged to take trips and enjoy family without worrying about how you're going to pay for this and pay for that. Everybody's not privileged to sit in air-conditioned, buildings and work. Everybody's not privileged to get a job, let alone a job that actually can allow them to pay their bills. So this situation really comes down to human decency, empathy, compassion, understanding. And at some point, these types of sessions just shouldn't even be necessary. Obviously, people need help. So if we have to stand here and do this multiple times a year for the same thing, at some point, when is human beings gonna say, you know what? Let's actually make a different decision. And I think that's where we are. We can't fix every problem in the world, but we can do something about this. Thank you for your time. We appreciate everything you do.
Thank you, Erica. Okay, the next name I have is Vince Morel B. Villain. And Emilio Arboleda Sanchez. Okay, great, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Vince Villon, V-I-N-C-E, V-I-L-A-N. I'm one of the residents at Watercolor Community in North Las Vegas. I just moved last December, and my home is a townhome, and I've been trying to get NV Energy to recognize that it is a multi-family home, and I have been fighting this since February. However, I have not been successful in making them change it because the Clark County assessors have not yet reassessed that home. So in there it says that it's the land use is for a single family home, when it really is a multi-family home, which is a townhome. And it was just recently, about a month ago, that I was able to get them to change it. And I've been trying to convince Nevada Energy to get me into the right classification, and it's been really hard. And that's all that I'm here, and I would have, and the builders, one of the admins there was saying that according to her research, single family, my home is actually a single family attached, which kind of still kind of is iffy because it is a single family attached, but it is supposed to be a multi-family home residence, and that's really the gist. And I just got a comment of a news report about this classification, and it was disclosed in the internet. I really was in the right to be in a different residential classification, and I really just want that to be changed, and also kind of I strongly oppose the raising of anything with whatever we have now. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Did you want to talk to someone from NV Energy? As I mentioned at the beginning, there's a lot here, and there's a gentleman at the back if you want to go talk about the issue.
Yeah, I've been talking to them since February.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, my name is Emilio Arboleda, Emilio Arboleda. I've lived in Las Vegas since 1999. That's only 2 years before NV Energy started overcharging our residents for nearly a quarter of a century. Las Vegas is becoming a less affordable city every year. We are witnessing the sharpest increase in income inequality in our history. Meanwhile, we are being asked to increase the amount of profit NV Energy shareholders can make. Berkshire Hathaway boasts about their $334 billion cash pile, while using public utilities as a means of transferring the hard-earned money that the working class owns into their already profoundly deep pockets. I fear for the future of our communities. American households currently hold an all-time high of $18 trillion in debt. We are witnessing the death by 1,000 cuts of the American working class, the very people who sustain our hospitality industry. Soon we will be priced out of the city we love, in the name of Warren Buffett and his billionaire friends becoming even more rich. Instead, let's invest in the future of Nevada by avoiding steeper energy bills, so our younger generations have a chance to go out on their own and prosper, and our most marginalized communities are able to keep their homes and stay out of the searing heat. Reject this rate increase and keep Nevada affordable for those who live here. Thank you for your time.
Next case, I have Maria Prentice. and Anna Gonzalez.
Chairman Williams and Commissioner Caldwell Brown. My name is Maria Gomez. It spells M-A-R-I-A. Last name is P-R-E-N-T-I-C-E. I am a volunteer with Chispa, Nevada. My husband just recently passed away a few months ago. And my income has been severely limited. I have significant amount of bills and debts to pay off. My pension barely covers my bills. Further increases the electricity will put me in a very difficult financial situation. During the summer months, my age maintains air conditioning in Mexico City. Not a luxury. Because the absence of could be serious effect on my health. I urge you to consider the impact of increasing the electricity rates to Nevada Energy. Please hear out our stories. Hopefully you can sleep at night after you hear all of this. I reconsider the impact of increases of electricity rates for many like me. And it's not simply a matter of money, it's also a matter of health and dignity. And I urge PUC, please hear our stories and listen to us, we the people. Thank you so much, and I appreciate your time and consideration. Have a great afternoon.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Ana González, A-N-A-G-O-N-Z-L-E-Z, voluntaria de Chispa, Nevada. Estoy aquí para expresarles nuestra preocupación, al igual que otras familias, en relación a los altos costos de los servicios públicos, como es el gas y la electricidad. En mi caso personal, este último ha sido un tema que incluso me está ocasionando problemas de salud. He tenido momentos desesperantes para, de alguna manera, poder pagar estos recibos, que año tras año van en aumento, y vale la pena mencionar que uno de los recibos de electricidad del año recién pasado sobrepasó los $1,000. Para una familia de ingresos como la mía, esas cantidades son injustas y abusivas. Debido a que no tengo otra opción, tengo que vender algunas cosas de valor para ir saliendo. Además de eso, a veces tengo que dejar de comprar cosas que son básicas y necesarias para mis hijas. No es justo que por $1 que te falte en el pago de electricidad, automáticamente hacen la desconexión. Sin pensar en las temperaturas extremas que tenemos en el Valle de Las Vegas, no piensan que lo más vulnerables de esas acciones son nuestros hijos y las personas de avanzada edad. Tengo una experiencia con una de mis hijas debido a estas altas temperaturas, sufrió de vómitos y diarrea. Como una madre responsable me siento impotente cuando mi hija de 10 años me pregunta cómo les podré comprar lo que ella realmente necesita como ropas y zapatos. Debido a esta situación he tenido que recurrir a comprar ropa de segunda porque el dinero ya no es suficiente. Con todo el respeto les pido una solución inmediata, que paren estos incrementos de Nevada Energy y tengan consideración para nuestras familias porque nos consideramos gente trabajadora. Muchas gracias.
Good afternoon, my name is Ana Gonzalez, a volunteer with Chispa, Nevada. I'm here to express our concern, along with other families, regarding the high cost of utilities such as gas and electricity. In my
Too fast.
oh, I'm trying
I know.
to, okay. This last one has been an issue that has even caused me health problems. I've had desperate moments trying to somehow pay these bills, which continues to increase year after year. It's worth mentioning that one of my electricity bills last year exceeded $1,000. For a low-income family like mine, these amounts are unfair and abusive. Because I have no other option, I have to sell some valuables to make ends meet. In addition, I sometimes have to stop buying basic and necessary items for my daughters. It's not fair that $1 short on electricity automatically results in your electricity being disconnected. Regardless of the extreme temperatures we experience in the Las Vegas Valley. And you don't consider that the most vulnerable to these actions are our young children and the elderly. I had an experience with one of my daughters who suffered from vomiting and diarrhea due to these high temperatures. Am I okay to finish?
I'll give you about 10 or 15 more seconds, but then if you've got it in writing, I'll take it in writing.
Yes. As a responsible mother, I feel helpless when my 10-year-old daughter asks me when I can buy them the clothes and shoes they really need. Due to the situation, I have had to resort to buying secondhand clothes because my money is no longer enough. With all due respect, I ask for an immediate solution. Stop these price increases by NV Energy and be considerate of our families because we consider ourselves hardworking people. We want you to look for alternatives for affordable energy, such as clean energy. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the next names I have are Juanita Morales and Jacqueline Banderas. Not here? Okay.
Jacqueline actually left. Can we club her? Because we have.
Well, we'll keep going. Satali Ayala. I'm really sorry if I'm messing up names. Okay, go ahead.
Buenas noches, mi nombre es Juanita Morales, soy voluntaria de Chispa, Nevada, y quiero compartirles lo preocupada que me siento por los constantes incrementos en los precios de la electricidad. Como una mujer muy trabajadora puedo decirles que estos aumentos están afectando gravemente la economía de mi hogar. En la actualidad, los trabajos no están ofreciendo horas de trabajo concretas, lo que ha reducido significativamente mis ingresos. Antes podía cubrir mis gastos básicos, pero ahora con las tarifas de luz cada vez más altas, mi salario ya no me alcanza, mi trabajo ya no es sostenible y como no poder seguir pagando los servicios esenciales si esto continúa. Por eso les pido que tomen medidas para evitar nuevos aumentos en las tarifas de luz. Agradezco el tiempo que nos escuchan a todos nosotros. Atentamente, Juanita Morales.
Good afternoon, my name is Juanita Morales, and I'm a volunteer with Chispa, Nevada. I want to share with you how concerned I feel about the constant
Ma'am, this is Debbie. I really can't report it that fast. Thank you.
I have all of these to submit in writing as well.
I'm trying to make a record for you, but if I can't get it down, does it do you any good to say it?
You got it. My name is Juanita Morales. I am a volunteer with Chispa, Nevada, and I want to share with you how concerned I feel about the constant increases in electricity prices. As a hardworking woman, I can tell you that these increases are seriously affecting my household finances. Currently, jobs are not offering full-time hours, which has significantly reduced my income. I used to be able to cover my basic expenses, but now, with the ever-increasing electricity rates rising, my salary is no longer enough. My job is no longer sustainable, and I fear I will no longer be able to pay for essential services if this continues. Therefore, I ask you to take measures to prevent further increases in electricity rates. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, President Williams, Commissioner Cordova and Brown. My name is Citlali Ilay, Citlay, last name A1ANA. We know that NV Energy has requested an increase. I would like to share with you that the first thing we receive in the mail is that every month we receive the electricity bill and the bill for the rent. Due to their high cost, and we have to decide how to distribute these expenses again and other expenses, such as rent, since there isn't enough money. All of these create a lot of stress because we feel important and we cannot cover all of our expenses at once. It's a reality that everyone in the community is making ends meet. This is stressful for our family in Nevada, and I can really share with you that my family no longer knows whether to pay the electricity bill or buy food for our country. This is not quality of life. Please find solutions so that Nevada Energy can install renewable energy plants and that methanol gas is not the primary source of electricity. Don't outright this increase, on the contrary, seek to lower the price. Thank you so much for to help us.
Okay, I've got Letitia Smith and Tracy Puckett.
Estimada Presidenta William y comisionados Córdoba y Brown, mi nombre es Leticia Smith, SMITH. Soy voluntaria de Chispa, Nevada. En mi caso, no puedo pagar tanto dinero por la luz. Soy viuda y no cuento con recursos económicos suficientes para aumento de esta tarifa. Me afecta profundamente. Les pido que no aprueben más incrementos y que piensen en las familias vulnerables que ya no pueden con esta carga. Por favor, promuevan programas para que haya migración a energías limpias. Agradezco su apoyo, Leticia Smith, SMITH. Gracias.
Good afternoon, my name is Letitia Smith, and I'm a volunteer with Chispa, Nevada. In my case, I can't afford to pay that much for my electricity bill. I'm a widow and don't have enough financial resources. Every increase, no matter the size, affects me deeply. I ask you to not approve further increases and consider the vulnerable families who can no longer bear this burden. We also ask that you please promote programs to encourage the migration to clean energy and reduce bills. I appreciate your support.
Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Tracy Puckett. That's Tracy, P-U-C-K-E-T-T. I wrote a big long thing, but I'm not going to give it because you heard all this. But I am going to talk about being a homeowner of solar, rooftop solar. I've been here 32 years and I'm a retired healthcare professional. Worked in public hospitals my whole life. And I've seen the devastating effects of heat on human bodies. We cannot continue to cause people to not be able to use air conditioning. We have to do something about these costs. I'm listening to people and I want to cry. But every time I come to see you guys, I want to cry. So, for me, I saved and finally had enough money to put $30,000 on my roof to get solar because I knew I was going to retire. And so I pulled out some retirement savings and stuck it on my roof. That's infrastructure that benefits me and the rest of us. I produce too much, I send it out to the grid, other people get to use it, so I feel like I've done the right thing for me and a lot of other people. The changes that you're now proposing would probably devalue new solar installation in Nevada, make people not want it, and therefore we're going to be more and more dependent on fossil fuels, which makes it hotter, which is insane. So we need to be thinking, how do we get more solar out there? How do we get more clean energy to help these people not pay that kind of craziness? If these new charges go in with the demand pricing, it could double my monthly payment for Indiana, which is nothing compared to what these guys are doing, but it did impress hugely. So I want my investment to mean something, and I want clean energy in this community. Let's get off of the, it's easy, put a battery in my garage and send it out. We don't need gas. Gas is what's causing the problem. Data centers are what's causing the problem. Greed is what's causing the problem. So I totally got off script, but I appreciate your time. Thanks for doing this with so many people on 10 p.m.
The next names I have are Wendy Newman. Okay, and Jeremy. I think, is that Mr. and Mrs. Newman? Great.
By what you do, WNBI, NEWAN, on behalf of the Southern Nevada Chapter of the National Workers Association, NECA, NEWAN is acting now to repair costs and reliability issues in the future. These smart forward-looking investments are necessary to protect all customers from future reliability risks and higher costs. Thank you.
Commissioner, Jeremy Newman for the record, JEREMY, NEWMAN. I'm here on behalf of IBW Local 396. IBW Local 396 appreciates NV Energy's commitment and investment in Nevada's future through their proposed general rate review. Strengthening Nevada's energy infrastructure ensures a reliable power supply benefiting both local Nevada workers and the community. NV Energy is making smart investments today to proactively meet Nevada's growing energy needs and avoid greater reliability and cost challenges in the future. Our members are proud to build out this infrastructure and are proud of the quality of workmanship they have had displayed in ensuring reliable power flows through Southern Nevada.
Thank you. The next name I have is Lauren Kaminsky. Okay, and then Julia Hubbard.
Hi, my name is Lauren Kaminsky, L-A-U, R-E-N, K-A, and my line is as a rooftop solar owner and retired single person on a fixed income, I'm here today to urge you to say no to Nevada Energy's outrageous and unfair proposed rate increases. These major increases come at a time when green energy is under attack on all fronts. We have a corrupt regime in Washington, D.C., poised to rip away environmental incentives in the IRA, and an EPA chief who refers to climate change as a religion. Add to that a recent scandal that your commission uncovered that for years Nevada Energy overcharged at least 60,000 customers over $17 million, refunding only about $2 million thus far. And now they want to charge us even more. It's a very bad look for Nevada Energy, and it's a disaster for customers. As a rooftop solar owner, I'll start with the proposed change from monthly net metering to 15-minute intervals. This ridiculous idea brings to mind the old saying, you could sell ice to an Eskimo, which is used to describe a swift salesperson or even a con man. In this case, we could say Nevada Energy is trying to find ways to sell sunlight to Nevadans. Jeffrey Borman and his crew have been very busy finding creative ways to squeeze money out of those of us who are doing the right thing and taking advantage of a clean, free resource. 15-minute metering erodes net metering credits, reducing our ability to bank credits
from winter and spring to offset summer usage. Nevada Energy estimates this change will increase monthly bills by about $11. At a time when we need more incentives to afford solar, Nevada Energy plans to make it more costly for consumers. Now I'd like to address the mandatory demand charge included in Nevada Energy's proposal. The demand charge forces all customers to conform to a time of use model that penalizes working people and families who can't shift when they use electricity to avoid peak demand hours. Nevada Energy estimates the average monthly increase to our bills will be about $19.95, on top of the $18.50 basic service charge. What planet is Nevada Energy living on? Not the same one as me and my fixed income, that's for sure. I'm fed up and we the people are fed up. What does it benefit us if Berkshire Hathaway's shareholders get a nice increase from 9.5% to 10.25%, or Nevada Energy's rate of return goes from 7.43 up to 7.95?
Ms. Kaminsky, your time is up.
Yet we are expected to foot the bill for Nevada Energy's fiscal irresponsibility. This is why I urge you to say resounding no to these greedy and unfair changes.
Thank you.
Julia Hubbard, Juliahubard-D. My name is Julia Hubbard, and I'm the Nevada Program Director for Solar United Neighbors, or SUN. SUN is a nonprofit organization dedicated to creating clean, equitable, resilient energy systems that benefit everyone. Nationally, we've helped more than 9,300 homes and businesses add over 78 megawatts of solar combined. And while we educate ratepayers on a variety of distributed solar issues, this past month in Nevada, we have focused on educating residents on the proposed changes in this general rate case. Through this work, we have been met with residents who have expressed alarm and confusion by what is being proposed. The proposed changes within NV Energy's general rate case for Nevada Power reflect the company and its shareholders' best interests and not its customers, the ratepayers. This proposal doesn't account for the recent mismanagement of customer classifications resulting in millions of overcharges, lack of real progress on their transportation electrification plan and their community solar program, as well as projects that have ballooned in costs. The changes are confusing and would result in higher utility bills while not adequately encouraging customers to spread their usage outside peak demand hours when the system is most strained. Utility rate experts like the Regulatory Assistance Project do not recommend residential demand fees as efficient rate-making tools. Rooftop solar is a vital component of meeting our goal of 50% renewable energy by 2030 as a distributed energy resource that can be deployed quickly and cheaply for now. When someone goes solar, they are not just saving on future utility bills, they are adding infrastructure to the grid on their dime. By changing the netting window, NV Energy would be devaluing solar and de-incentivizing a powerful tool that Nevada residents can use to lighten their energy burden while contributing to statewide goals. Future solar owners' payback period would be impacted, making the decision to go solar less financially sound. NV Energy's monopoly utility must be accountable to the best interests of ratepayers. Utility shareholders are already guaranteed a 9.5% return on equity. NV Energy has not demonstrated that it deserves to increase its shareholder profits. 4 years after NV Energy was tasked with building 120 charging stations, only 40 have been built. People are struggling to pay their energy bills. This is not the time to raise rates, even if those increases won't be felt on until fuel prices rise, which we know they will. We respectfully ask the Commission not only to deny the proposed rate increase added demand charge and move to a 15-minute netting, but also consider ways NV Energy should be held accountable, such as requiring more thorough data transparency from NV Energy. New resource modeling data should be available so a third party can verify that NV Energy is making the most cost-effective investment for ratepayers. Similarly, RFPs that outline energy procurement agreements should be available for this same review. And finally, ratepayers deserve to know who NV Energy is donating to, whether a foundation or a political campaign. These steps will help renew the public's trust in a monopoly utility that has not been forthright in its operations.
Thank you. Okay, we are going to take our first health break. So it's 7:05. I will be back at 7:15, and I will continue with my stack of cards. So we're off the record until 7:15.
What's that, man?
Excuse me. Who's who does this? What channel does this belong to?
That's ours. Camelot Todd. I'm Nevada Conservation League.
Thank you, Nevada Conservation League. Okay, so let me find it on Facebook so I can get my piece and then post it.
Yeah. Well, hold on. It is actually on YouTube. So
All right, cool. Is it live? It's live, right?
It is live.
Hopefully, it has enough power.
Great. Do you have AirDrop on? If you have AirDrop, I'll
Yes.
AirDrop it.
I don't know. It's an iPhone.
Go to. Are you RNR? Go to settings. Okay. Go to here. Go to YouTube. Go to Google. I lost my What's your name? Oh, okay.
Accept.
Okay. Now that is it. That's the live stream.
Thank you. Beautiful.
Awesome.
Well, hopefully, it won't die off the battery.
No. We're monitoring the battery, and then we have a battery pack. So
Cool.
if we need to charge it.
I saw you guys in Hudson City.
Really? Who are you with?
I'm representing Strong Towns, Las Vegas. You know the urban planning organization?
I did not know that.
Some of them, one booth that had an organization, conservation. They knew who Strong Towns was.
In Northern Nevada?
That was in Carson City, lobbying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be our comms organizer, Savannah, probably. You know it. She's great. I'm a bit more of a space cadet than her, so
Cool.
names are not my strength.
She was not pro-housing up and down.
Okay.
She was for dogs.
Okay. I'll talk to her about it. Thank you.
Sure, no problem.
Yes. Do we need to charge it?
39.
Yeah.
Do you want to plug it in?
We keep it going. Here. I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Now it's on.
2 batteries?
Yeah. Where's our bed bag? We're just making sure her phone is charged. Did we lose him? He already left?
I was on vacation when I got back.
Okay.
47 years.
break is over, so I can ask you to take your seats, please. Is everything going again? Everyone take a seat. I could yell if that would be more effective. Thank you for sitting down. Okay. Debbie, thumbs up. You're ready to go? Great. All right. Well, let's keep going. The next two cards I have are Jonathan Alvarado and Malcolm Greer. So, Mr. Alvarado, if you want to go first with your name.
My name is Jonathan Alvarado, Jonathan. Members of the commission, let's be clear. NV Energy doesn't need a rate hike, it needs a reality check. Last year, CEO Doug Cannon pocketed $6.7 million while Nevada families.
Mr. Alvarado, I am sorry, I cannot report that fast. Sorry.
You gotta slow down, you're reading.
Last year, CEO Doug Cannon pocketed $6.7 million while Nevada families skipped meals to keep the lights on. You approved their 9.3% profit guarantee while our bills skyrocketed 20%. Now they want $250 million more. This isn't economics, it's fact. You keep rubber stamping their demands, which tells Nevada exactly who you work for, and it's not us. We're not here to beg. We're here to remind you your authority comes from the people. Your job is to protect the public, not shareholders. 22% of Nevadans got shut up notices last year. $2.3 billion of our money went to fossil fuels instead of solar, and 3 of you used to lobby for utilities. So when you vote on this $250 million handout, remember this room. Remember the shut up notices that you ignored. This question isn't whether NV Energy can afford less profit, it's whether you can afford to keep betraying the public trust. We demand you do the right thing.
Okay, Mr. Greer.
My name is Malcolm Greer. That is MALCOLMGREER. And I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm speaking today because this proposed rate increase will directly affect the households that I live in. NV Energy is asking for an increase in their revenue adjustment. That means higher bills for working families like mine, not because they're using more, but because the utility wants a high return for its shareholders. A majority of my family members work 2 jobs. One job should be enough to pay for groceries and bills. This comes after years of record profits and disconnections that hurt our communities. We all deserve financial security. Utilities should serve the public, not exploit us. This increase would hit low-income families, elders, and renters the hardest. I'm asking you to reject this rate increase. Protect the public from corporate greed. Invest in energy that's clean, affordable, and accountable to ratepayers, not shareholders. Thank you for your time and listening to the voices of those most impacted.
Thank you. Okay, the next name I have is Lizetta Keys and Rita Ransom. Okay, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Lucille Keys. I'm a Leader's Clan, a Las Vegas resident. I'm a proud grandparent trying to teach my granddaughter the difference between right and wrong. It shocks the conscience that NV Energy would steal from Nevada residents with one hand and then come begging with the other. Not one person in this gallery would think they could steal from their employer and then ask them for a raise. You should be ashamed. Nevada Energy is not a trustworthy partner. They're thieves, hiding behind a 40-year-old law to protect their ill-gotten gains. And in case your grandmother never told you this, that's wrong. And that's when you please reject this rate increase. Protect the public from this dishonest monopoly. Thank you for all the very important work you do.
Thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Swenson.
Hello, my name is Rita Ransom, R-I-T-A-R-A-N-S-O-M. I have lived in Nevada since 1989. I have a rhetorical question to ask NV Energy. Are you deliberately trying to be the same as our federal government, meaning that you traffic in hatred and dishonesty? I hope not. You've listened to a lot of tales of woe tonight from poor people who cannot afford these incredible energy bills that they have talked about. We know that Las Vegas is one of the fastest heating cities in the nation. And so 120 degrees last July 7th could easily be replicated several times over this coming summer. Now, I happen to have solar on my roof, and I love it. And I resent the indication or implication that because I have solar, that somehow I'm forcing all the people who don't have solar to actually carry me. That is such BS. It is beyond comprehension. I ask that you please not approve this rate case. People are hurting right now, big time. And they're going to hurt more with these hundreds of dollars in power bills. Remember last year, 527 people died in Nevada because of heat? Well, we know that some of them was probably because they would not turn their air conditioner on because they couldn't afford it. And so you have the ability, because electricity is not a luxury, it's an essential, to save people's lives by not charging them with these ridiculous rates that you're asking for. I have some experience having worked in Southwest Gas's State Regulatory Affairs Department for many years. My focus was in Arizona, where they have demand charges and time of use rates. They hate them, and it really affects the way they live their lives. Don't do this to us here in Nevada. We deserve better. Thank you.
Thank you. The next name I have is Isaiah Escalagos. And then Anwar Green. Go ahead. Mr. Gallegos?
Gary? All right. Hello, my name is Isaiah Gallegos. I-S-A-I-A-S-G-A-L-L-E-G-O-S. I'm here in opposition to this rate hike. I urge you to reject it. Many working-class families, seniors, and small businesses in Nevada are already struggling to keep the lights on. If this rate hike goes through, many will go without power. Especially in over 100-degree weather, this would spell death for many, or have to spread themselves thin financially just to pay the electricity. Instead of increasing rates, I apologize. I'm gonna start over. Instead of increasing rates and stifling alternatives in favor of fossil fuels, I urge you that you instead reject this rate hike and invest in clean energy like solar, and establish permanent affordable rates and hold NV Energy accountable for when they perform anti-consumer practices. Thank you. Have a good day.
Hello and good evening. For the record, my name is Anwar Green. That is ANWARGREEN. And I am also here to urge you all to vote no on this rate hike. When I was in my 20s, I tried to buy a car. And I wasn't able to keep up with those payments. So my car was repossessed. I was not able to then go back and ask to be financed for a more expensive car. I couldn't even finance a moped. So that stated, we've heard that NV Energy has overcharged people for decades. And here they are asking for more money. They haven't repaid the money they overcharged us. They didn't even apologize. Somebody just secretly quit his job and no longer has to worry about it. And with no accountability, and with no transparency, and with a whole lot of people losing their lives because they can't keep their lights or AC on, I think it is very irresponsible. It is inhumane for them to come and ask for more of our money. That is ridiculous. That is not humanity. It makes absolutely no sense. Then again, what do I know? I went to college for like 6 weeks and I can't keep hair on my head. So again, I ask you all to vote no, and I thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay, the next one I have, I'm not sure if this is Raina or Regina Bercal. Last name Berccal. Doesn't ring a bell. Okay, I'll move on. Noah Cicero. Okay. And Rosalie Militich. Okay, Mr. Cicero, when you're ready.
Dear State of Nevada Public Utilities Commission, I do not support a rate increase.
You gotta start with your name.
Oh, my name is Noah Cicero, NOAHCICERO. I do not support a rate increase. I have lived in Las Vegas now for 12 years. I have experienced this city going from $640 to $1,400 rents for 2-bedroom apartments. I have experienced the price of houses going from a couple $100,000, a reasonable amount, to $500,000. I have seen the price of groceries and eating out skyrocket. I live in a house with 2 other 40-somethings, myself a paralegal, an RN at someone in the hospital, and an Amazon warehouse worker, classic Las Vegas jobs. Even though we are doing jobs needed for Las Vegas to run, we are still barely making it in life. So I don't even want to know how people with kids who are grocery store workers, casino workers, landscapers, fast food workers, medical assistants, construction workers, the elderly on a fixed income, and people receiving disability through Medicaid are making it. This sounds like reverse Robin Hood, stealing from the poor and giving to the wealthy a handout. NV Energy has already stolen $17 million in overcharges from Nevada citizens. The owner of NV Energy, Warren Buffett, is worth $158 billion, and Berkshire Hathaway gave $6,861,000 to political candidates in 2024. They have enough money. I don't understand. We're being strangled in so many ways. If the Berkshire Hathaway wants to do something, go fight the Realtor Association. Tell them to lower prices. We can't be strangled in 5 different ways from the grocery store. Go fight them, man. It's probably a good rate, but we wouldn't even know. Because everything is so expensive. And thank you very much for your hard work. I deeply appreciate it.
Hello, Commissioners. My name is Rosalie Militich, ROSALIEMILETICH. And my family and I have been NV Energy consumers since 1989. With rising rent, raised grocery prices, and stagnant wages, a 9% rate increase proposed for 2026 unduly burdens working people and families across Nevada. My partner's brother has a 3-year-old daughter at home, and he shared with me today that the proposed increase would devastate his monthly budget, especially in the summer months, when running air conditioning at peak times is necessary for his family's health and safety, as we've heard from other folks who stated the same thing today. As a renewable energy professional, NV Energy's claim that the proposed rate increase is necessary to cover grid resiliency measures is inaccurate. Parent company Berkshire Hathaway has the means to invest in utility infrastructure upgrades and even enact energy storage demand response programs without passing the cost on to everyday Nevadans. Changing net metering standards for new private residential solar also doesn't make any sense to me. This will disincentivize new solar customers, when new renewable installations will add to NVE's grid resiliency. Most importantly, and echoing a lot of what I've heard today, working families and retirees on fixed incomes cannot afford higher bills starting in 2026. Please reject this increase. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay, the next two names are Janet Carter and Daniel McGreer.
McGrew.
Okay. We'll let Ms. Carter go first. Take your time.
Hello, my name is Janet Carter, Janetcarter. My people have a word called chutzpah. I won't take the time to define it, but I think many of you know what it means. I've certainly seen plenty of examples of chutzpah spoken today, particularly coming from Nevada Energy. I think it's the classic chutzpah to say, we're going to resolve this issue of the overcharges in a fair and balanced or fair and equitable way without saying, we're going to refund you ASAP. I would urge the Public Utilities Commission to press for those refunds that everyone who was overcharged deserves. That's number one. Number two, my comments. I stand today in opposition to this rate increase, and I stand in solidarity with the community who has talked about affordability and about how the rate increases will hit them personally in terms of their lives and their budgets. And we're not talking about increasing costs that are being covered here. It's a very complicated rate increase, but a good hunk of it is going to increase in profits. And that's my second example of chutzpah, is to talk about helping the public and raising the profits in the same voice. They don't go together. My third example of chutzpah is the concept that some of this money is apparently going to go to offset costs, for example, for building the new gas power plant that's going up and the increased cost involved with that. We are about to enter what will probably be the hottest summer of our lives. And we live in one of the fastest warming places in the world, and yet we're talking about higher electricity rates and higher rates to pay for air conditioning. And people rely on air conditioning to live. It is not a luxury. Someone said earlier, it is a necessity. I'm a healthcare professional, and I've seen personally the effects of heat that has on the public. And people are deliberately turning down or turning off their air conditioning because they can't afford it. We just can't live with that. To do that is just unthinkable to me. And finally, I'd just like to say, I would like to benefit from solar and benefit from rooftop solar, but I can't. I live in an apartment building, and because I am not low income, I don't really have options available such as community solar and some of the new laws that have been passed that benefit low income people. I think those laws are great, and I support them with all my heart, but I also feel that people like me, ordinary people, middle-class people who live in an apartment should have access to solar, and I would urge the PUC to work on ways to make that happen. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Daniel McGrew, that's D-A-N-I-E-L-M-C-G-R-E-W.
And I'm a 21-year customer of Nevada Energy, and I'm also a competitor for the last 7.5 years since I provide solar solutions for the citizens of Nevada and beyond. I hear people, and I've helped hundreds of your neighbors cut their power bills, for sure. It's not a scam.
Sir,
I'm not here.
this is Debbie.
Yes.
Please slow down. Thank
Oh,
you.
sorry. Okay. It's public knowledge NV Energy is investing in solar farms, and in fact, you have the biggest solar lease on the books in this city, I believe, $2 billion, is that right? With a company called Genesis in the northern part of Nevada. I think that's what it used to be. What justification for rate hikes could you possibly have when the energy from the sun costs far less to harvest than traditional means? And concerning the change to net metering, when this happened recently in California, independent research firms, lobbyists by another name, told the PUC about poor people footing the bill to maintain the grid. Quite the sales pitch, considering anyone with a 650 credit score can obtain solar through lease or purchase, provided they're in a home. Consider me a skeptic with regard to independent research firms. A little light research shows NV Energy had a net income of near $3 billion in 2023. Why must you burden the citizens and future solar customers with rate hikes and changes to net metering? Because they made wise decisions to look out for their future energy costs in the past? Past and future solar customers are making it easier for NV Energy to reach the state mandate of 50% renewable energy by 2030. You passed this law in 2018. Mr. NV Energy, you stated that it was a full retail credit. It is not. It's a 75% retail credit, just to be clear. These changes to net metering will be the next nail in the coffin of my business here. Diminishing the value and going solar will destroy many jobs in our state. These changes already accomplished this in California. These changes led to the bankruptcy of the oldest and best solar company in the land, SunPower, last year. I also urge the PUC to say no to this rate hike and change to net metering and to these devastating consequences for the citizens of Nevada. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. McGee. The next names I have are Yesenia Castro and Ivan Menzies.
Thank you, members of the commission. My name is Yesenia Castro, and I'm here today on behalf of the Nevada Conservation League. But I'm also here as a lifelong Las Vegas resident and a single parent. I grew up in a low-income household in East Las Vegas, where my family had to choose between the light bill and the doctor. At 16, I got my first job just to help keep my family, help keep lights on. Today, I'm still facing the same struggles, only now it's my daughter that I'm protecting from that same reality. And the energy is asking to raise rates for the third year in a row, another $17 a month. That may not sound like much to you, but for families like mine, it's the difference between stability and survival. This comes after they overcharged 80,000 Nevadans over $17 million over the course of 2 decades. Most of which they haven't paid back. And now they want us to pay more. That's just pretty. In West Las Vegas, where I live now, the heat is harder and the bills run higher. Families are skipping meals and sweating through triple-digit days without AC. Now, NV Energy wants to add confusing billing schemes like daily demand pricing to make it even harder for families to keep track of what they owe. And let's be clear, NV Energy is not struggling. The parent company, Berkshire Hathaway Energy, brings in billions with a capital B in profits each year. All while a quarter of Las Vegas families are energy burdened, spending 13% of their income on these bills. On top of that, by changing the rules, NV Energy is making rooftop solar less affordable for homeowners, cutting off a clean, cost-saving solution for many families and threatening good-paying jobs in the process. All while knowing that this combats the air pollution crisis in the same communities that are affected by high energy bills. Like many families here, I'm doing everything else I can as a single parent to build a better future for my daughter. But NV Energy's decisions are making that harder, not easier. Families like mine deserve support, not higher bills, confusing charges, and fewer options. I urge you to stand with us and reject this rate hike. Thank you for your time.
Hello, my name is Igual Meneses, and I'm a member of Chispa, Nevada. I live in Las Vegas, and I'm the mother of 6 children, ages 9 to 21. I'm urging
the PUCN to please reject this rate increase from Nevada Energy. As someone on a fixed income due to disability, I have continuously struggled to pay our electrical bill, which can be anywhere from $300 to $500 a month. I recently had my electricity disconnected due to the high cost burden, and I have bills, and the bills continue to raise. It will be more difficult for my family to survive. I'm a chronic asthmatic, and I use electrical nebulizer. When my power got disconnected, it was hard to breathe due to the temperatures raises quick in my apartment. Nevada Energy put my life in a risk. I'm sorry. Okay, Nevada Energy put my life in a risk. Even though we try to conserve electricity, we have to make sacrifices. Even I have to limit the food to buy for the kids and buy fewer fruits and vegetables overall because they are more expensive. This means I can provide my kids or myself a diabetic with nutritious food. I even had to pawn jewelry to pay my bill, pay my electrical bill today. I ask you to do everything you can do to lower utility bills, not increase them. We need more programs that help low-income or fixed-income families like mine reduce their electricity bill. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, the next name I have is Lily Sarah. Okay, and then Christian Solomon.
Good evening. I'm Lily Becerra, Lilybeccerra. Hello, my name is Lily Becerra. I'm a proud member of Make the Road Nevada and advocate for working families. I live on a disability income and still find ways to support not only my family but also my community by volunteering. We now cook only 2 or 3 times a week because our stove runs on electricity and we can no longer afford the bill. The rest of the time, I prepare cold meals, salads, canned food, whatever it takes to stretch our budget. No family in Nevada should have to choose between a hot meal and keeping the lights on. In my community, I help unhoused people. Every time I deliver food or clothing, I see more families, especially with young children on the streets. Many were evicted after falling behind on rising costs, including utility bills. What makes me furious is the double standard we face as consumers. If we miss a payment, Nevada Energy cuts off our electricity and charges us interest. But when Nevada Energy overcharges us $17 million, they get to fire their CEO and keep moving forward with a new rate hike. This time, they want to charge us not based on how we use, but when we use it. I'm here to say enough. We will not accept more abuse from Nevada Energy or from the PUCN, which has rubber stamped every rate increase for the past 3 years. The PUCN is supposed to protect us, the people, not corporate profits. We demand rules, transparency, and immediately stop to any proposed rate hikes by Nevada Energy until every cent of the $17 million overcharge is returned to consumers with interest. And the company makes public clear data on how many families are being disconnected from service. We are the consumers. And the PUCN answers to us, not to Nevada Energy. It's time they start acting like it. Thank you.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Christian Solomon, Christian Solomon. I've lived here in Las Vegas since 2004, originally from the beautiful state of Hawaii. It really befuddles me that we're here and these folks at NV Energy are asking for a rate increase, considering 80,000 of our fellow residents were overcharged by 17 million, and they consider a partial payment of 2 million of everything that was overcharged is fair and equitable. Bro, nobody wants to accept the company line of fair and equitable since no one could trust you folks since 2001. And I hope you folks know that I was 3 years old at the time, so that's like 23 years that you folks have been up to no damn good. How are retirees and the disabled and people who are on the verge of complete homelessness supposed to be able to afford these hikes? It's easy for the NV Energy ex-CEO to just take a job halfway across the country in Columbus, Ohio, when his overcharging scandal gets hot. But when it legitimately gets hot here in Nevada, you use that as a crux to justify a 9% increase that will harm Nevadans. I just want to remind you folks, we Nevadans keep the neon lights in our state on, not NV Energy, and it's time that we get respected as such.
Okay, the next names I have are Daisy Sanchez and Hector Ariola. Okay. Ms. Sanchez?
Hello, Commissioners. My name is Daisy Sanchez. D-A-I-S-I. S-A-C-H-E-C. I am a member of Nevada member and I live in the state of 6 years. Since we arrived, energy rates have gone up every single day. It's challenging to keep up the cost of high cost of living, especially when every essential bill continues to increase. And now we are becoming more creative, trying to charge more when the people need to use the service after the work hours. These increases force me to cut back on my basic needs, especially food and healthcare. These days, going to the local feels like a luxury. Families like mine shouldn't have to choose between eating well or staying healthy, just to keep our well. We ask that this rate hikes stop and the well-being of our community be prioritized. Thank you so much.
Good evening. My name is Hector Ariola, and I am representing the Nevada Environmental Justice Coalition, and we are here because Nevadans are done with NV Energy Suite. Year after year, investor-owned utility companies raise rates, leaving customers trapped with skyrocketing bills, while families struggle. NV Energy reports record profits, and now it's demanding more. Last year, our coalition heard from over 500 Nevadans who reported having to cut back on groceries or other essentials due to utility costs. Single mothers are skipping meals just to be able to keep their children safe. Seniors are rationing their medicines to be able to pay their bills. The increase in utility costs during summer forces many households to spend more money or find alternative ways to stay cool, often at the expense of their comfort, safety, or financial stability. This is injustice. Given their pattern of greed and dishonesty, the PUCN must carefully scrutinize NV Energy proposal for another rate increase and a new demand charge. NV Energy proposal to provide a $19 discount for low-income household is laughable. When these Nevadans are facing, as we heard today, $1,000 a month utility bills. We need legitimate, affordable solutions. And lastly, when the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway Energy, Gregory Abel, received a $21 million salary package last year alone, we know exactly where this money will go. So commissioners, we urge you to defend hardworking Nevadans and not further enable corporate greed. Thank you.
Vinnie Swaddleson. Okay. Maria Eugenia Prentice. Ellen Nakamura. John Gurka.
My name is Ellen Nakamura, ELLENMAKA. You've heard a lot of comments today, and thank you very much for having this session. All I ask is, if there is an increase rate that's granted, is there a provision that you, the PUCN, can stop the increase when Nevada energy rate starts seeing a positive amount from the amount they're charging consumers? So, that's it.
Okay. Now, if you want to have some dialogue with someone, question and answer to your point, please see one of our people out front so that you can get some more information. Okay. Thank you. Yes. Okay.
Hello, my name is John Gurka, JOHNGURK. Thank you for being here, Commissioners, gentlemen from the Energy. I object to the raise of 9%. I understand we have to buy new equipment. It might cost some money, but we have record profits, and there's a lot of seniors and young people that cannot afford the current rates. They are limited income, just like Social Security. You get a 2% increase, not a 9% increase. I did work for Clark County government and never got a 9% increase. That would have been great every year. Okay, I wouldn't worry about electric bills. But I disagree with the 9%. We have to look out for the fellow, all Americans, and a lot of people are suffering due to all the high costs of everything. Thank you for hearing me.
Thank you. Okay, next I have Cyrus Rajati. Okay, and Robert Garcia.
Greetings, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for having me here. Cyrus Rajati. You know, this level of wealth inequality is really out of control. It's sickening, it's disgusting. I can't even understand how people go to sleep. This whole system we have, globally, nationally, and locally, it's just not working. Not just the energy sector. I'm talking about the resorts and hospitality sector. Nickel and diming, laying off people, putting workers and visitors under the bus. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And we're seeing that this management, run by Berkshire Hathaway, run by billionaires, it's just not working. It's failing. The system is cracking up. Honestly, this is a public utility company. This should not be run as a for-profit system, for heaven's sakes. This is a natural monopoly. That's why we have public utilities, just like streets and everything else. It's absolutely unbelievable. And I'd like to see a chart. Energy rates here. And I want to correlate it with median wages for an average person who lives here in Clark County and correlate it with inflation. And that's what I want to see, the whole enchilada, what's going on. Because I think most likely energy rates have been beating wages for the last 5 years or probably 30 years. Everything is going up. A lot of these costs should not be happening. Car insurance has been going up. For what? Has there been any investigation, any regulation? What more do you want? You know, so, and I'm not struggling. Some of us want more money to buy, stock market corrections. We want to start our own businesses. What about the people who want to be wealthy, like myself? Surely Buffett had a time when things were a lot easier 40 years ago. Seriously. And by the way, this car insurance issue, this along with the urban heat island effect, and I don't know if it really peaked 120, my phone's like 117. is a result of our urban planning system, transportation land use, parking requirements, which mandates a lot more parking spaces, which raises temperatures. All of that has a significant impact. And I run a local chapter of Strong Towns in Las Vegas, which provides urban planning alternatives. With all these technologies that we have today, more efficiency, things should be getting cheaper, just like my smartphone, my laptop. And yet we have certain necessities, basic necessities, are getting more and more expensive, beating wages, unless if you show me the charts. We need to be producing buildings from the ancient times that can give people the ability to cool, lessening the need of air conditioning. And I'm concerned about alternative energies because I think the ones that will really provide better bang for buck is geothermal. That's one of the things we've got to be looking at. States like California have one of the highest energy rates in the country. This is almost laughable. Is this happening? Am I in some kind of nightmare? Overcharging everything that's going on? Come on, seriously, what a joke. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Robert Garcia. I'm the lead organizer with Pkwy, Nevada. As you can see from all the many stories that you're hearing today, you hear the pain, the hurt that a lot of community members, a lot of people within our community are facing. What our community is asking for is more transparency, to understand why rates are increasing, to understand why they're having their own electricity being cut because they're not able to make a payment. They're not able to be able to not only absorb the cost increase, but being able to survive, especially here in the state of Nevada. As you know, the heat island effect is very prevalent within not only Reno, but as well as southern Nevada. So seeing people need the essential electricity to use AC in order to live, in order to survive this heat and being cut, and having these rate increases causes them to have to make difficult decisions on whether they had to choose food, whether they had to choose shelter, whether they had to choose electricity, water, gas. These are things that they're not supposed to be choosing in between. These are not luxuries, okay? These are necessities, and you're treating necessities as a luxury. Our community is facing so much pain right now with all these rate increases, and approving NV energy rate increase is only going to exacerbate this more. So please listen to the community, listen to the people that came here today to talk to y'all, to understand the pain that the community is going through and not approve these rate cuts. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. Okay, I think we're going to take another health break for 10 minutes. Right now, I've got the top of the hour, so we'll come back at 8:10, and I think we'll be able to get through the rest of the cards.
She's watching Mamma Mia right now. She's there. I will go on. Watch it.
She said, I'm that. That was a horrible selfie. This is upsetting. I'm not allowed to take photos. No. I'm gonna do that again. Okay, so we Sure. I love seeing my no, we're using has the best. Yeah, it's just I got it. We'll do this. Oh. I gave up. I surrendered.
What the hell was that? I can't even like, I don't want to eat now. Because it's really cheap. I get piece of the crap. Oh, no. My question is, why did they do this? Like, supposed to be the public utility. Well, it used to be illegal for them to make a profit. It used to be, but why can't insurance seriously, like, folks of healthcare. Here's what I wanted to say. I feel sorry for people that are so hard that they feel these larger assholes. Well, no, they're scaling back. Interest rates are going. Remember, know that the market home is from the market higher. So the thing is that, you know, prices Thank you. Some of your I'm just going to be honest with you. But the organization has something. I'm sick of this establishment. The same establishment. Builders, casinos, NGOs, unions. That is like, because that is,
but it's okay. My coffee's in there. No, I don't need He's like, out. We're like, it's actually one.
This is the nitty gritty of small democracy. Wow.
We are? Well, she is. Yes. And my mom. Yeah. Yeah. Because impressive.
All right, we're gonna head into the home stretch now. Okay, great, thank you, Ms. Burgess. The next card I have is Andrea Masnata. Oh, great, and then Leticia Lopez. Go ahead and start with your name, please. Perfect.
My name is Andrea Masnara, A-N-D-R-E-A-M-S-A-N-A-T-A. And I'm here as a member of Nevada staffer who has been hearing stories from the community for 3 years about the utilities. I have heard so many heartbreaking stories where families have to make extremely difficult decisions to pay the increase on everything. There are families with 2 working parents who have to rely on their kids to work to be able to make ends meet, pushing their kids' dreams away to pursue higher education because they need to work. On the other side, we have MB Energy, who has shown us over and over again that if given the chance, they will abuse every consumer they can. I am so confused about how and why the PUCN has granted an increase every year when they should be listening to us, the consumers. We pay for MB Energy's sports deals. Let's not forget that. We pay for their employees' bonuses. And now, we have found out that they have been stealing, because there's no other way to describe it, from consumers overcharging $70 million, while Nevadans struggle to put a plate of food on the table. We need you to listen to us. We don't want to be here, and you don't want to be here. So let's do the right thing. You are forcing us to come here because of the constant abuse from monopolies like MB Energy. We demand transparency now. We want to know how many families have been affected by the cuts that they have imposed on them. We need to get back every single cent with interest of the $70 million that they have overcharged to consumers. With interest, remember that, because that's how you charge us back. And we should stop this kind of increase every single year. So please, let's stop corporate greed for now.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Leticia, LET, ICIA, Lopez, LMP, EZ. I'm a lifelong Las Vegas resident, a single mother of 2 adult daughters who have moved back home due to the rising cost of living. I'm a full-time caregiver to my elderly parent. I'm also a proud community advocate. And like many Nevadans, I'm just trying to keep my family safe, healthy, and afloat. That's why I'm here today, to urge you to oppose Nevada Energy proposed rate hike. This isn't about numbers on a bill. It's about survival. A 9.5% increase may seem small on paper, but for households like mine, it's the difference between groceries or electricity, between paying rent or running the AC during 115-degree weather or more. We live in one of the hottest regions in our country. We've seen the tragedies. Seniors dying alone in stifling homes, families enduring power shutdowns or shutoffs at the peak of summer. Now, NV Energy wants to raise rates while turning record profits and rewarding shareholders. But what about us? What about the parents trying to shield their children from heat stroke? The caregivers like me doing everything they can to protect aging loved ones. Even our pets, our dogs and cats who depend on us, are suffering from this heat. They too are part of our families. They don't have a voice in this room, but I hope you'll remember them when you vote. This is more than a financial burden. It's a moral decision. We are not numbers on a spreadsheet. We are families, workers, elders, and caretakers. People doing the best we can in an economy that keeps pushing us to the brink. This rate hike would deepen inequity and force thousands of households into impossible choices. You have the power right now to be the firewall between greed and the people. So I'm not just asking you, I'm urging you. Stand with the people of Nevada. Say no to exploitation mass as infrastructure. Say no to profits over people. And say no to the rate hike. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. The next card I have is Tyson Hall, I'm so sorry. And then Sean Navarro. Go ahead.
Good evening. I'm Tyson Hall, TAISACANHALL. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. I'm here to express my strong opposition to NV Energy's proposed rate increase. At a time when Nevada is already grappling with a housing crisis and a growing homelessness epidemic, this rate increase would place an additional unbearable burden on Nevadans who are already on the edge of financial collapse.
Slow down.
Thank you. We cannot ignore the connection between rising utility costs and homelessness. When people can't afford the basic needs of shelter, things like rent and utilities, it's only a matter of time before they lose their homes entirely. I'm asking you to consider the real-life impact of this rate increase on our communities. It's not just about utility bills. It's about keeping Nevadans in their homes, ensuring that every person has access to the basics of a safe, stable, and affordable living situation. We all know that housing in Nevada is becoming increasingly unaffordable. Rents are skyrocketing, and too many of us are struggling to make ends meet. Many Nevadans are one crisis away from losing their homes, whether it's a sudden illness, a job loss, an emergency expense, any number of things. And now we're being asked to bear the weight of higher utility rates as well. For our most vulnerable residents, this could very well be the final straw. The reality is that an increase in utility rates at this moment is a direct threat to housing stability for thousands of Nevadans. As rents climb and housing becomes even more scarce, an increase in energy costs would force many more individuals and families into a vicious cycle of poverty and potential homelessness. Imagine the families already on the brink, the people struggling to keep their lights on, cool, or keep their homes, or keep their refrigerators running. Those families, those individuals are already one step away from losing everything. I urge the Public Utilities Commission to oppose NV Energy's rate increase and prioritize the stability of everyday Nevadans. Thank you.
Hi, hello, good evening. My name is Sean Navarro. I live here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Right up top, I have to admit a little bit, I'm biased. I think public utilities should be ran and owned by the public, not for the benefit of shareholders and billionaires, but for the good people of Nevada. It's a little frustrating to be referred to as a customer because for many reasons, I have no say in the matter. Nevada Energy is a monopoly. We literally have no other choice. And electricity is a much needed necessity out here in Las Vegas. I guess under that criteria, I'm also a clean air and water drinking customer as well. This issue of rate hikes is very personal for me and my family. Since 2017, I've lived with my 91-year-old grandmother. Well, that is until this past February. She had very severe reduced lung capacity. She required to be on oxygen 24 hours a day. And for seniors, and especially for people like my grandmother who had medically required equipment, these rate hikes are not just simply a matter of an extra $20 or $30 here or there. This literally threatens their lives. Unfortunately, my grandma passed in February, and since then we've noticed a drop in her bill. Since we no longer have this cost of running our machine 24 hours a day, our bill has gone down about $120. And to be honest, realizing that was very dark for me. That was really tough to think of, that this $120 was the cost of keeping her alive. I mean, how do you even begin to quantify your loved one's life with a dollar amount? And no human being should have a monetary value assigned to their life. I also think of other families here in Nevada, especially here in Clark County. We see a tremendous rise of deaths due to extreme heat. We've seen a rise, especially amongst senior, amongst poor people, people living in trailers and older homes. It is wild to me to think that people are mourning the loss of a loved one, a grandparent, a parent, a sibling, simply because they cannot afford their energy bill. I feel that in the richest country in the history of the world, while NV Energy is making over $300 million in profit, this is simply unacceptable. If we lose one life because someone couldn't afford to pay their energy bill, I think that's one life too many. So I strongly urge the Commission to oppose these hikes because lives depend on it. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, the next name I have is Anula Wolderich. And Yancy Rodriguez. No Yancy, okay. Clyde Jimenez. Okay, ma'am, you can go ahead.
Good evening, Commissioners. Anula Wildridge, ANNULAWYLDERICH. Thank you for this opportunity to speak tonight. Over the past several years, Nevada Energy has raised their rates at higher frequencies and levels than almost any other time over the last 2 decades. The pattern appears to be driven more by profit than necessity, and it's had a harmful impact on everyday Nevadans. And just like other speakers have indicated, I've also watched a lot of my widowed and senior neighbors make some very difficult decisions as they struggle to keep up. It's not just the low-income families that are the hardest hit, it is also middle-income families who don't qualify for assistance and who are already struggling. And now the utility company is coming back to request another rate increase. Frankly, it's beginning to feel like we are hostages to runaway unabated greed. I urge you to reject the request, to take a closer look at Nevada Energy's practices, and to prioritize the well-being of Nevada families over their shareholders. Thank you.
Good evening, members of the Public Utilities Commission. My name is Clyde Jimenez, C-L-Y-D-E, J-I-M-E-N-E-Z. And I am here to strongly oppose the public, the Energy Commission and the Energy bill for a 9% rate hike. The reason why I oppose that is because it would displace many residents, but not all residents. And this increase faces an unreal and financial burden on residents, particularly those that are already having undue financial hardships, and that'd be most people overall. So the reason why I'm opposing this is because it places that financial hardship on many people, and it displaces many people, as I said earlier, and while reliability and sustainability are important, the company must explore alternative solutions that do not disproportionately impact ratepayers. And then additionally, NV Energy has proposed a demand charge that is just ridiculous, and it could further penalize customers just for using energy during peak hours. So NV Energy attributes this rate hike to the 2024 heat wave and infrastructure investments. So I strongly urge the members of the Public Utilities Commission to reject this proposal by NV Energy for 9% rate increase, because as I said, it displaces many people. And what they should do, though, is demand greater transparency and accountability from NV Energy. The excess rate hikes that benefit shareholders at the expense of hardworking Nevadans is just unacceptable, and it should go into effect. I thank the members of the Public Utilities Commission. I thank you for your time in this matter and attention to this matter. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Okay, next I have Audrey Peral. I think she's Minerva Martinez. And then LaJoy Witsit Gage. Huiyan Liu. Okay, Ms. Martinez, go ahead.
Hello, Commissioners. My name is Nevada Martinez, and I am ERBA, Martinez, A-R-T-N-E-Z. As indigenous representing the indigenous communities,
issue. We are the people that we struggling. We are like slave workers. These are not ending business profits over people, over us. We were struggling living here in Nevada more than 25 years ago, and now we're struggling. We're hardworking people. We represent maybe the 10% of indigenous, marginalized communities. And I'm thankful for Plan Nevada. He's supporting me. He's here in many organizations, sisters and brothers. We have to work together. We have to see us as people. Money politics, but who we are now. We are the people that we want to live. For our kids, for our families. I don't have a scripture now here to say what's happening with us as humanity. We have lost humanity because of money. Who we are feeding. Who we are feeding. There's money for us. But why we let this happen to us? I have witnessed my own kids, my own daughter. She said, I'm not turning off the air conditioning because it's very expensive. It hurts my brain. It hurts my brain to see my grandson crying because it's too hot. And my daughter said, Mom, the bill is coming, it's too expensive. I told her, turn on the air conditioning. Please support the people, support us, and stay with us. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Qiyuan Liu, Qiyu, and last name RIU. I'm the community organizer for the Chinese community. And while I was doing the community organizer, I visited many Chinese people who just new immigration in Nevada.
Sir, I'm sorry. Could you start again a little slower?
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry. Today was two people were coming for speaking, not me, but they cannot come. Why? They have to do their job, and then they can pay their bill. Some Chinese new immigration, they work like the 15 hours, some even more. Why? They can just get paid like $30 or $40 per hour. Then they can cover their bill because they are the new immigration. Even they cannot speak. Today, I didn't see any Chinese here. All the many Asian face here. Why? Because they have to work. Then they can pay their bill. So today, I just want to say, we don't want our bill get higher. Our community member don't want our bill get higher. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Okay, that's all the cards I have. I'm not seeing any of my staff come up with any other cards, so for those of you that hung in, thank you so much for being here tonight and sharing your thoughts, and we are adjourned.